A map turns a list of addresses into a picture you can think with. Where the call is, where your units are, what the weather is doing, what roads are blocked, all in one view. This module covers the map widget on the dashboard, the full screen map, markups and road condition hazards, geofences, the weather overlays, and live unit track pan with click drag. Zoom with scroll wheel or the plus-minus buttons. Same controls as Google Maps. Click an incident pin to see its details. Click again to close. Unit markers are colored blue by default. Click one for a pop-up, the unit name, call sign, provider, and a fresh or stale badge that tells you how recent its last position is. The marker color is the provider, not an availability status. Do not go looking for green, yellow, red pins. Top right has the Layers button. It switches the base map and toggles the weather overlays. The base layer, the map itself, comes from a tile provider. By default, the street map. But you can switch. There are 3 base layers on the full screen map. Street, the default, good detail and free. Dark, easier on the eyes at night, pairs with a dark theme. And terrain, useful for search and rescue teams in the mountains. A note for administrators: Docker installs need to use proxy mode for tiles, otherwise OpenStreetMap blocks the requests. We'll cover that in the admin track. End users, just pick the layer that works for the call. The map widget on the dashboard is small. For more room, open the full screen map. Same controls. More space. Better for working a major incident where the geographic spread matters. Close it to come back to the dashboard. There are 2 ways to put information on the map. First, markups, the drawing tools. When you want to mark a road segment, a staging area, or a single spot, you draw. Line tool for road segments. Draw the closed stretch. Add a label so other dispatchers know what it is. Polygon and circle tools for areas. Staging areas, hazardous material exclusion zones, evacuation areas. Point tool for individual locations. A fallen tree, a downed wire. All your markups show in the markup list. Toggle visibility, delete when no longer relevant. They're shared, other dispatchers see them, but on their next map load, not pushed live. So if a markup matters right now, tell the room over the radio too. The second way is road conditions, a separate feature managed under settings. Instead of drawing geometry, an admin defines condition types: flooding, ice, a closure, and files reports with a location and notes. Markups are for sketching on the map. Road conditions are the structured, reportable log. Geofences are areas you want to know about when a unit enters or leaves. A staging area, a hospital ER bay, the boundary of your jurisdiction, the line into a hazardous zone. You manage them under Settings in Alert Zones. First, draw the boundary as a markup, a polygon or a circle. Then select it and click Create Geofence, name it, and pick whether it alerts on Enter, Exit, or both. 6. From now on, when a unit's location updates and they cross the boundary, the system fires an alert. Like that. Notification in the bell icon. Audio alert if you have alerts enabled. Click for details: which unit, which fence, when, in or out. Geofences are independent. If a unit is inside 2 overlapping fences, both can fire. There's no priority ranking to set up and nothing to drag sort. The list is just ordered by name. Set each fence as Enter, Exit, or both, and you're done. Weather. The full screen map has 4 overlays: temperature, precipitation, wind, and clouds, served through a caching proxy. Toggle the ones you need. The precipitation overlay shows where rain and snow are falling. Useful for severe weather operations and outdoor events. Temperature shows the current heat map. Useful for heat emergency planning. Precipitation shows expected rainfall. Useful when deciding whether to keep a public event open. 1 administrator note. The open weather map layers need an API key configured in settings. If the weather overlays look empty, that key probably isn't set. That's an admin track item, not something wrong on your end. Weather tiles cache locally, so we do not hammer the upstream provider. The cache holds each tile for up to half an hour, fresh enough for dispatch. Units that share their location through APRS, Meshtastic, OwnTracks, or a phone app show as moving markers. Refresh interval is 10 seconds by default. And on a unit detail page, you can play back where it went, a time scrubber with speed controls. Useful for after-action review. Did the unit take the fastest route? Did they get held up? A note on privacy. Location sharing is per member. Each person controls whether they share. You can't track someone who didn't opt in. The admin track covers the location provider config. Recap. Map widget on the dashboard for awareness, full screen map for major incidents. 3 base layers, street, dark, terrain. Markups to sketch hazards, road conditions, under settings to log structured ones. Geofences for enter-exit alert zones built from a markup. For weather overlays, they need an API key. And unit tracking with route playback on the unit page. Up next, Module 6, Communications. Chat, SMS, email, Meshtastic, broadcast alerts. The comms stack. See you there.